Pygmalion was a sculptor with unique skills. His works were admired all over the world. The sculptor traveled to the island of Cyprus because there he would have access to marble with such quality that his works would appear to be made of ivory. Pygmalion was very demanding and was looking for a woman to be his wife, but he could only see faults in all women, so he opted for celibacy. A large block of marble was delivered to his workshop. The sculptor, when observing the raw stone, saw in it all the necessary qualities to make his masterpiece. He decided to make the statue of a woman, but not like a woman like the ones he saw in the streets. For him, they were vulgar and extremely flawed. Pygmalion prepared himself to make a perfect woman, young, beautiful, and virginal. But on the island of Cyprus, there wasn't a woman to serve as a model. So the artist got from his imagination the inspiration to create such a woman, and he started working. For a long time, Pygmalion dedicated himself exclusively to what would be his masterpiece. The sculptor devoted himself to every detail of his work, and the result was perfect. He had produced the most beautiful statue that had ever been sculpted. Pygmalion was delighted with his own work and named it Galatea. The statue was so perfect that the artist sometimes touched it to make sure it was not a real woman. The sculptor was in love with his own work. He caressed her face and dressed her in the purest silk. His love for the statue was so much, the day of the festival that celebrated the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess of love, arrived. Pygmalion realized he was obsessed with Galatea, his beloved of marble and ivory. Pygmalion went to the temple to pay his due respects to the goddess. After making an offer to the goddess, Pygmalion asked her, "Goddess Aphrodite, I know I tried to avoid love at all costs, but I never intended to offend you. Now I'm here, prostrated before your temple, overwhelmed by the power of love, and I ask you for a wife like my ivory girl." The goddess Aphrodite was touched by the passionate artist's plea. Pygmalion returned home and found the statue of his beloved Galatea. The sculptor put his hands on her cheek and kissed her on the lips. At that moment, he felt the warmth and softness of his beloved's lips. Her body was no longer rigid like stone, and she gave in to the grip of his arms. Aphrodite had transformed the marble statue into a real woman. And, under the blessing of the goddess of love, Pygmalion and Galatea got married. From this union was born Paphos, who would one day found a city in honor of Aphrodite.